2015 was a huge year for me. It was the year we started the channel. It was the year I graduated high school. It was the year that I went to my dream school. It was a year that if I had to go back in time before 2015, I don't think I'd be capable of doing it. There was so much change, so much growth and development that happened in 2015 that going back before that time would be almost impossible now. And why do I bring this up? Well, because Far Cry 4 is a game that I platinumed. And it's a game that I platinumed that it was the last one in my dream school. Now, I have to explain a little bit about my dream school because I didn't even realize that this school existed before I went on a college tour back in 2014. I didn't spend countless hours and days of my life dreaming of the perfect college experience and the perfect getaway to getting into the school. It was a school that I went to because during a college tour, I had just gone to 3 of the biggest schools in the area, and on the road trip way there, we had found a tiny little school about 20 minutes away from where we currently were. And we had kind of sat around, we saw that they were taking appointments for the next college campus tour that day, and we were like, you know what, screw it. We'll be about 50 minutes early, but that way we can do all the paperwork for it, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So come on, let's go ahead and go to this little private school. I remember my mom convincing me that, I probably wasn't even going to be anything special. It wasn't going to be anything really worth my time. It was just to kind of see what else was out there. And that school was called FSC. It was a little college in Florida called the Florida Southern College. It was a private college that held Christian values, which is why when Little Dicky came to perform, a lot of people got upset that year. It was a school that held the most architecture by Frank Lloyd Wright without having a single architect degree, which really doesn't make any sense. It was a school that was pretty much perfect. It was a quiet, small town school with not really a lot going on. The biggest thing that would go on there was a water polo tournament. It was pretty small. We were getting international fame from our soccer players, and at the time, it seemed perfect. It was half hour away from my girl at the time, and it was just a beautiful campus. I actually won a most beautiful campus like 3 years in a row. It was also only 45 minutes away from an old friend who I didn't even realize I would need so badly in 2015 and in 2016. You know him as Cincinnati Kid. Back then we weren't exactly as tight as we were now, but him being so close by was, unbeknownst to me, probably one of the most important things. So, going back to Far Cry 4, there was a lot going into this trophy. And I will always remember this game for being the last one at my dream college. It was the one that it just was what I needed. That's actually Cincinnati Kid saying, hey, that school you were trying to get me to name, the one that I totally forgot, was UCF. That was the last school I had gone to before hitting up this school. And So yeah, I found my perfect little hideaway. And this was the last game I platinum there. It was weird, all things considered. And Cincinnati kid's probably upset with me. So sorry, Cincinnati! If you do watch this video, don't know why you would, really sorry about that. Didn't mean to cause any discomfort. That's the fun thing about recording videos live. Anything can happen. Anything will. So, let's go into the tips and tricks of Far Cry 4. Most of the game trophies end up just being standard Far Cry things. I've talked about Far Cry in the past before, so you're gonna pretty much be doing the same thing. You're gonna be diving off of things and be collecting collectibles. You're gonna be doing all the outposts. You're gonna be pretty much bossing your way through the story. You're gonna be fighting Pagan Min over here until the Bitter's days, and you're just gonna be moving throughout the story. Pagan Min had one hell of a job to do. He had to come after Voss, who's pretty much one of the greatest antagonists of all fucking time. So, you know. The stakes were high, and he's eating my mother. Gross. So, they're all, unlike most of the other Far Cry games, however, the multiplayer trophies aren't that bad. Not great, but not that bad. One of the hardest ones ends up being changing lanes, which requires you to play with a partner in the passenger seat, jump ship, and go kill someone in someone else's car. It was the hardest trophy I had by far, and just being a beast of a burden to kind of go through. So, other than trying to find someone to hook up for that trophy, you're not going to be having that hard of a time, really. Most of it is just having good, clean Far Cry fun. I will say that this trophy does require you to do a playthrough and a half, really. There are choices you can make here and there, but they don't really have any impact on the trophies. I say that, but there's like 2 trophies that require a completely different playthrough and a completely different playstyle, but that's besides the point! One of the things I really am kind of disappointed when it comes to Far Cry 4 is that this is the game that actually introduced secret endings. And I thought, and I did see the secret ending through IGN, and I did go ahead and do it after the case, but I wish there would have been a trophy for it. I wish there would have been something a little bit more to kind of be like, oh hey, check that out. And while the story is, for the most part, forgettable, I'm actually going to be going ahead and doing the secret ending for you here today, mostly because I don't want to have to think too much when I record this video. So, that's really all I have to say. Like, complete some missions with a friend, blow up a bunch of shit with a friend, do the changing lanes trophy, complete all the outposts, do them stealthily, and kind of just keep on keeping on. And that's pretty much all there really is for the trophies. Nothing is too strenuous in the game. You're not gonna have to go through any of the DLC stuff, which is thankful in some of these RPG-esque trophy games that you have to like level up ridiculously to get anywhere. I'm glad to see that I don't have to do that here. I'm glad that the world is beautiful and vibrant. The trophy I was talking about that you might have to do a second playthrough is the elephant riding trophy. There's a mission where you're kind of like storming through the cocaine fields, and pretty much if you're doing it right, you can take an elephant and ride through the fields and pretty much crush a shit ton of people through there. That's actually how I ended up getting the trophy myself. It was one of the last trophies I had to get. That and the Changing Lanes trophy were some of the harder trophies I had to kind of go through to pick up and call it a day. What I'm going to do is that I don't do this all too often, but I didn't prep for this video. Probably should have. But I'm going to go through the trophy list with you guys to kind of see if there's any really difficult trophies I'm forgetting. It is a Far Cry game, so the majority of the trophies end up just going through and collecting, exploring, doing outpost type things. So I do want to see about that. So let's go ahead and do that, and I can give ratings and do all the other nonsense on the playthrough, on the Platinum Trophy. So let's see. Misdirection, classic Far Cry trophy. Tusker is the trophy I was telling you with the elephant. The sky is falling. That one is alright. Nothing too difficult. I think that's gonna be one of the trophies that I did do before the end of the campaign, but it's a trophy that's like, oh, you have to remember that it's there because it is a more out there Far Cry trophy than most people. The People's Champ, nothing much. Changing Lanes, that is one of the things of the trophy I was telling you about, the campaign co-op. It is a bitch of a trophy, a lot of communications needed, and you know, it's not a fun time. Gonna be upfront with you. You're gonna need a partner. You're gonna need a partner to be there with you and willing to kind of go through some of the stuff. If not, you're never gonna get it. You have to have good communication. And I'm done talking about this trophy, to be honest. Fully loaded is getting for all the trophies. Killing with all that. That was actually done with a rocket launcher, barrel, and cars. If you can get one thing to explode via your grenade, not rocket launcher. Don't know why I said rocket launcher. Don't know rocket launchers in this game. With the grenade, you'll be good. And it's more about using other explosives in the single explosion to get the kill than just killing one with a grenade. The other way you could do it is by using rocks to get them all kind of like gathered in one spot. That is one way you could do it. I've done it that way in other Far Cry games. I know I did that. I did it that way in 3, and I did it that way in 5. I don't think I did it in that Primal. But yeah, that's the general idea. If you need that, you go through the outposts, the outposts. That will pick you up that. Lost letters, just collecting things. Going through your map, picking those things off as you see them on the map. Nothing too difficult. Nothing too difficult. Either you have to hop into someone else's thing, which is not fun. That was one of the harder trophies, just because not a lot of people were playing the Battle of Karate game mode, which, you know, is to be expected at this point when doing the Far Cry multiplayer trophies. They weren't too egregious back when I was doing them in 2016, but 2019 might be a different story. You're most likely going to have to get a group of people together and just like, alright, we're doing Far Cry 4 now. That's what we're doing. That's just doing the survival activities. I'm pretty sure the side missions, if I'm remembering correctly, they're just side missions you have to do. Those also show up on the mini-maps. There's nothing too bad there. Mini-map, those are quests that you end up doing. Quests as well. Remember that you have to do those and then you'll be fine. Don't kill your friends. Only enemies. Story stuff. You end up doing that story. That you just have to remember that you have to do. It gets much easier if there's more enemies around, more stuff happening. So the earlier in the story you can do that, the better, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're all gonna be pretty screwed. Just doing some side quests that would do that. Deliver us from evil. It's a Far Cry game. You know you're gonna have to get all the outposts. Just accept it already. The Fixer Upper trophy was alright. It wasn't anything too egregious. It was just having all the resources available because it is a crafting mechanic, not just an outright purchasing mechanic. So be aware of that. You also do have to get through a good chunk of the story before you can just be like, oh, I can do this now. So be aware of that as well. That's a campaign thing. That's a campaign thing. That is a side mission thing that you'll probably get through just playing the game. That's another thing you'll get just playing through the game. Be aware that you have to do it and you'll be fine. Side missions things, that's a side mission thing as well. Technically, they show up on the minimap, but it's nothing like too major. Side mission thing, be aware of it, you'll be able to do it. Just buy guns. By actually doing the fully customizable gun, you'll probably get a good chunk of the way through this trophy, but as you can see, I didn't get into much earlier, so you know. Tricked out, just upgrade what you can when you can. It'll help you in the gameplay. It'll help you be able to like carry more ammo, carry more ammunition, bullet, money, that kind of thing. One of the things that they kept from Far Cry 3 that I wasn't the biggest fan of, but it's here. Can't leave it. I don't even remember how we did that one, so sorry about that. Do an outpost stealthily. If you do all the outposts and you don't get a single one stealthily, you can replay them. So not all hope is lost. That can be friend, foe, or NPC. It doesn't have to be just an enemy. You just have to be running over people. Then yeah, that's pretty much everything. We did kind of go through all the trophies one by one, so I don't have anything else to say. I am proud of this trophy. So I am going to say be proud of it, especially now that no one's really going for it anymore. It is an ultra rare trophy with all PlayStation players. It's sitting at a uncommon trophy ranking on PSN profiles, but that's where most of these kind of games lie anyway, so it's not too surprising. So I'm proud of it. I think you should be proud of it too. The environment of Far Cry 4 is one you can easily get lost in without too much issue. Listening to Pagan Men over the radio is a lot of fun, and this game just has a lot kind of riding on it personally, because it is the last one for my dream school. But that's all I have on this video. Thank you guys for watching. I absolutely love the fact that it's a jaguar and elephant and knives, kind of toying back as a callback from the butterfly guns in Far Cry 3. Absolutely love the Platinum Trophy. It's a really fun one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.